The project will encompass the entire road leading up to Landport Tunnel, the tunnels themselves and the area between them. For those walking into the centre, this is the route by which most enter the old town, through the city walls and into Casemate Square. It's hoped the refurbishment will improve the first impression for tourists walking into Gibraltar for the first time. Profield is already working in the vicinity. It's refurbishing the building which housed the old NatWest Bank. The works will also include the removal of obsolete cables and pipework. There are many in the area which have been unused for decades. New benches will be installed, planters and greenery, with the aim of improving the site for both visitors as well as locals.
I understand why people might think it's run down, but I do think it's okay as long as they keep the heritage and they keep all the wildlife. There's a lot of wildlife in this area that you see every day, and there's even just like the variety of plants and the space on the rock that you can see. I just think is really lovely, especially in the morning.
Well, they look nice. What I see from now, and they look nice. It would be handy if we could get more parking down here, because at the end of the day, I know they have to pay for the parking. We've got that parking which is free, but it's always full of cars anyway.
I came to Gibraltar probably about 20 years ago, and I was trying to remember what it was like. But look, everywhere needs a bit of investment from time to time, doesn't it? So that looks marvellous.
There are other things that would make no difference, but yes, it's okay.
Repaving and landscaping will be undertaken, and the approval of the Minister for Heritage, John Cortes, was sought, as is usual for any works involving historical structures, to ensure the preservation of the original architecture.
Remember, Landport. Port over here is in the French sense of port, meaning a gate. So it's a land gate. So it was an entrance by land from Gibraltar past the inundation, La Laguna, coming into the lower part of the town. Because in Spanish times, you had three different sectors of the town, each of them having walls and gates. So this was, the Landport gate was the wall, the gate leading into La Barcina. Then above that, you had the Granada gate, which led into Villa Vieja, the old town. And beyond that, you had La Turba. So this was an important entrance point to Gibraltar. And then after the siege of 1727, it became one of the critical entry points, because you then had the sea gate, the water port, and the land port, both meeting at the newly created Casemate Square. The Landport tunnel that we have there is the one that dates from after the siege of 1727. And the gates, the actual doors, are original doors. Now, the ones at the southern end of that tunnel, just before Casemates, those are very important gates. And unfortunately, somebody in their wisdom decided to place a metal bar to prevent motorbikes and bicycles from cycling past this. But they placed it in such a position that the old gate itself, the old door, can no longer be moved as it used to be. So it needs to be, that metal grille needs to be moved just 50 centimetres along so that the gate can open, and when it opens, then the interior small gate through which all the troops passed at the time of the sortie, that can once again be seen and appreciated. So this is an opportunity to restore part of our heritage.
Banisters, seating and tactile surfacing are all to be incorporated in order to assist pedestrians with mobility issues. Works are expected to begin in due course.